Just nuts.
like a month ago, I zeroed out my fucking crypto account to pay bills and shit, right? So I had nothing, and it was less than 2 weeks ago. I put $365 in, and no, it was less. It was a little bit less than that. Actually, I didn't zero out my account. It held on to like $13 or something. I put $350 in, and right now my account is at $465. So it's less than 2 weeks. My account grew $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, and it off of $350. So like that's not even. That's like that's a nothing. That's fucking piss away money. You know what I mean?
People spend that on. $100,000 into that, how much more money you would make.
Yeah, like people spend $350 on a pair of shoes or 2 pairs of shoes. You know what I mean? Like that's like nothing. But you put that away, and then it's like over less than 2 weeks, you earn $100 on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's 2 weeks. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in a year?
And if you doubled that, you would be up $200, and if you tripled that, you'd be up $300.
And if you triple that and held on to it for fucking like a year, it's like, where's that gonna be at? You know what I mean? Like it's
people are way too focused on trying to buy stuff right in the moment, and that's what holds everybody back. As soon as they get a little bit of money, they go and buy out things that they want right now, and they figure out kind of excuses to justify why they're buying this right now. Oh, this makes me happy. And
I don't blame them. Like since I had like I have my rose. I think I wore it on the last episode. My like rose sweater, pink and blue sweater.
Yeah, you've been coming through with the fire fits. That's for sure.
I'm trying
to flagging me by a mile.
I'm pulling shit out of the closet. But I used to spend money on clothes. Like, remember, I used to have a lot of hats. Remember that time we went up to Halifax? We had that condo, and I just had like fucking like.
We were also like fucking 9.
Yeah, but the thing is, then before I had any responsibilities, it was like, oh, spend $50 on a hat. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't spend that kind of money on anything.
Bro, I get genuinely excited to put money into stocks or crypto.
I do too, and that
I'm like I couldn't stop putting like $100 every couple of days into that VeChain, and now I'm up. Like it's like I was buying like 23 cents. Now I have like $300 invested into it, and it's up to 27 cents. So break down the math. That's a bit, and I'm also invested in Ethereum. I put like $250 in Ethereum this week. I want to get back in the Ethereum train. I'd love to have one whole Ether. Like that shit is going to become so useful in the cryptocurrency space because I can't ever see. I don't really even feel like it's at a point now where it's like I don't feel like it's that risky of a bet. Maybe those altcoins and everything, but like people suggest like, in a cryptocurrency portfolio, base a lot of your investments into like, put majority like 80% into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then use that remaining 20% of the money that you're willing to invest in crypto to play with some of these smaller coins that have the potential to continue to grow up to $1 or whatever. I got into the crypto app with the Dogecoin because I thought I had that referral money from Jason, but I ended up buying it, but I sold that. I'm not really too interested in that right now. But that VeChain thing is interesting because they're partnering with like NFT companies and all that stuff. So it's only like 25 cents a coin on a good day. So if that shit goes up to $1, you're going to quadruple your money every time if you get in to an extent right now. And that's just way more exciting to me than buying something that's just going to satisfy me that's on a material basis right now. Because I want to get to the point where I make good investments right now, and then I can, enjoy that stuff. Essentially, I just want to experience.
The way that I look at it right now is like if I drop like what I was getting to is that like when you don't, and like I would say financially, like you have your car and you have your insurance, you got your phone bill, I would say, and you got a credit card. Like I got like my house and my car and all of those same things, right? So like I have all this money that has to go out, so I can't really spend, based on my income currently, a whole lot of money on myself. But it's easier for me to say take like $15, $20, $25 a week and just tuck that. Like that's more like that feels a lot better than say going out and like splurging on something. Like I haven't bought like when I buy clothes, even like I go to just Value Village or something, like thrift shopping, and find some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And I can get like $20, $30 worth of crazy shit. Well, it's so funny though when you're like high school and stuff, like I understand why that stuff makes sense. Like I said, I used to buy like, $40 hats on the regular. Like as soon as I got a job, it was like nothing really mattered, right? And like you're in that position too, right? Where this is what I was saying, is like you don't necessarily have the same kind of financial responsibility that I have to, like where I have the 2 kids, third on the way. I got the car, I got the house, I got all these things that it's like all that stuff comes first. But like when you're in your position, like what really, I'm really impressed by the way that you can go about spending your money, because you don't necessarily have to be as responsible as I do. You know what I mean?
I want to be financially free. Like I want to have
Me
to be
too.
able, I want this, like essentially, like I want to be able to grow what we're doing right here. We're in the earlier phases. Like I feel like it's beginner level podcast shit, first 10 episodes, regardless. But like I want this to become like a media platform. I like to be able to do my own videos about anything that's going on in music and hip hop and stuff. And then obviously over all that, release music videos, blah, 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 clothing line, put other artists on, invest, all that shit. And I feel like that is what I got to do. But to help me be able to fund that and get to those points and sustain myself, like I would love to be able to invest. Like that's why I want to invest so much right now, because I want to be able to wake up every day and choose what productive thing I'm gonna do that day. Because like I can't really sit around ever. I start thinking about all the things that I could be doing right now to put myself forward. Until I get to those certain points, I can't. Like of course there's always, you gotta have a balance of everything. Having a balance of watching a movie and relaxing and doing things to kind of get your mind off all of the work related creativity related stuff that you want to do. But I like the idea of investing because you do a little bit of research and understand what you're putting your money in, and if you're confident in what you're putting your money in, then you might be a smart one to get your money to grow to sustain the shit you want to do.
Yeah. Something that I try to practice, not even necessarily just in investing, but in kind of internalizing knowledge in general, is like to try to not like consume too much of it. So like I don't know what you're investing in, and I'm just using this as an example because I have no idea what you're investing in terms of these like altcoins and stuff.
Just one. Just
Okay.
that VeChain and Ethereum.
Okay. Well, just for example, you don't have anything in Bitcoin? Me either.
I did, and then I just was like, it doesn't matter.
I feel like Ethereum has a better future than Bitcoin, honestly.
And I can get a bigger stake in Ethereum. Like I don't have enough financial freedom right now to be able to just get a good position in a huge variety of things. Like mind medicine, I believe in mind medicine's ability to become like a very dominant medicine in the fucking mental health space in the next 2 to 3 years. So I will invest in that over time. When there's giant jumps based off of news, like I'm getting listed on the NASDAQ and everything, I can take some profits because I have a decent amount of shares in them.
Yeah, you pulled out at a decent time too, like compared to like how it's performing right now. I'm still holding though. Like I'm glad.
I want it to go down. I want the share price to dilute and go down a bit.
That's another thing too. Like if anybody's watching this that just starts investing, like when you start like when I started investing, I started with like $50, and it was like I was just literally, I didn't have investing.com. I didn't look at anything. Like I didn't look at anything at all. It was just like the top stocks being traded. And what I didn't understand was that meant being bought and sold. So like I would look at that and be like, oh, there's these cheap shares on there. And I was like, oh, they're fucking, I would just look at it like, oh, that's cheap, and buy it and hope it was going up or whatever. Like I didn't really keep myself
like Top
informed.
Chips, which is like a penny stock that was on the brinks of fucking destruction. I don't think it's available to trade right now.
Yeah, it is. It's still on my list. Actually, it's doing way better. But
do you still have some?
On my no, it's on my investing list, like investing.com.
No way. I think generally we could talk about investing and stuff all day here because we're trying to get that Skrilla, baby. But no, I mean, I'm not judging anybody. Do whatever you want with your money because everybody, there's different things that make everybody happy.
Wait, I had a point on all this, is that I find like Top Chips is also a good example. Like not to, because I wasn't trying to dig at anything that you were investing in, but I was just saying like if you got like super invested in like, say a board talking about a particular altcoin or something, you could get really confident in it. like I find the best way to be is to kind of like get a general consensus of like what's the general thought on this? Is it going to go up? Like I heard about MMED from the older brother of a friend of mine at work one night, and then I just looked into it briefly, and I was like, okay, this seems solid, and then I bought into it. You know what I mean? Like I try to like keep a kind of almost like medium thought about it, like not be too invested mentally in what it is that I'm buying. It's just like, what is this? What's the general
at the end of
idea?
the day, it's going to go up or down regardless of how much.
And then you react to that, but like you don't want to react immediately either, because like if we had bought into Top Ships way like in the beginning of the pandemic, we actually would have made a lot of money. And some of the like when I was really focused on buying into dividends, every single company that I was investing into for dividends at that time that I actually sold, I sold all those shares to invest in like Tesla and Coinbase and like bigger cost shares. If I hadn't have done that, both like two of the stocks that I was invested in for dividends doubled since that time. So my money, and I think about 80% of my money was in dividend stocks, would have.
People that don't know what dividends are, they're basically companies you buy into that are blue chip stocks. They're companies that are successful and sustainable enough that they're able to just pay you,
give you a little kickback,
50 cents per share a month or every 3 months for just holding them. You don't have to sell them. Price goes up or down, whatever. They're still going to give you that passive income from just holding them in the first place.
But so I was at a point where it wasn't significant, but it was like I was saying before, I can only put away a certain amount of money for stocks. But I was at a point where I was getting around $15 a month in dividends, and I was focused mainly on monthly payout dividends stocks.
These are things that like people that have like 200 grand and just put it into the stock market, and through dividends they might get like a few $100s a month. They also have 200 grand stored away, and some of the companies they're invested in might increase substantially in share price, and they're going to profit by putting that shit, and they're just getting paid for not doing anything.
So Pembina Pipeline was one of the companies that I was invested in for dividends, and this isn't one of the ones that doubled, but it did go up pretty significantly. When I started buying into it, it was $27 a share, and I think it might be sitting around 37 or something. So that's, still like a 20-something% increase, or 30-something% increase. But also, like if you had, when I was buying into it, if you had dropped $300,000, which again is a significant amount of money, but let's just say you knock that back a zero, $30,000, you would be getting $200 a month
for doing nothing.
For just holding
that comes into your brokerage account, and you can withdraw it, you can reinvest it, whatever.
But also,
we'll get off the stock.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll get off the stock talk for a sec. But that's great though, man. I mean, some people that will watch this will be interested in getting into investing. I know there's some people that have actually messaged me personally since we've kind of touched on this throughout some previous episodes that want to get a little bit more into it. But honestly, that's the thing. Like when you put me on to getting some money, put it in the stock market last year, really just download if you're Canadian, download Wealthsimple Trade. If you're American, Robinhood, I would imagine that's the easiest way for like retail investors just to put it aside and invest in it.
There's some other options. Robinhood's a little bit controversial because they kind of fucked around with that whole when GameStop did that thing. Like
but I mean, for the most part, though, I mean that's an opinion that is just like if you want to like fight the man, but Robinhood still is like what Wealthsimple is. You just download it, make an account, and then you connect your bank account to the apps, and then put money into the apps, and then you can buy whatever company you want. And but Wealthsimple for Canadians, that is the one that I would suggest to go with. I mean, I haven't tried other ones, but it's been pretty convenient with me. If I put money into something and eventually it profits a bit, and I want to sell my shares to put a couple bucks back into my bank account, it's pretty straightforward. Wealthsimple also has like a $250 like instant deposit now, so you don't have to wait like a few business days for your money to be available in the account, which makes it convenient. And they have a crypto spot now. You can invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now it sounds like I'm doing a commercial for Wealthsimple, but
I wish.
moving on. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, there's a lot of people on YouTube that make videos about like the stock market and stuff, and they just put in their like referral code to get like $25 when you deposit $100 and use their code to sign up. And those people that are probably doing that have like a decent amount of people that are subscribed to the channel watching their videos are probably racking in those $25 to invest all the time. They don't need to have like a direct relationship with the brokerage that they're using and talking about and saying to use the referral code, because if they have 10 people use their code and then put money in, they're going to get like $25 every here and then. They're going to be just using free money to invest to make more money, which is fucking genius.
I just dropped another 50 on Ethereum because
hey, live on the pod, we are investing into crypto right now.
Wow.
Next thing here though, I want to talk about